All right, tonight is UFC 168. I'm really excited about it. It should be a great card. Um, I'm gonna do some fight picks. This is my first video. Excited about it. Um, so I'll just jump right in. You've got Uriah Hall and Chris Liebman, which should be a killer fight. Hopefully, someone's getting knocked out. They're both coming off losses. Uriah Hall hasn't been too impressive since his Ultimate Fighter days, where he was extremely impressive. I have to go with Chris Liebman in this fight. He's been backed in a corner before, and he's managed to rebound from that, coming off losses. Um, I think Uriah Hall just doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have that killer instinct, whereas Chris Liebman does. So I'm gonna expect probably Chris Liebman by knockout. Moving on to the main card, we got Diego Brandao and Dustin Poirier. Brandao, I would imagine, is probably hurt. He came in 6 pounds overweight, so he's probably hurt or just had a really bad cut or something, which really pissed off Dustin Poirier. He was real fired up at the weigh-ins. I think he said something like, "I'm gonna effing break you," and you know it. So he's fired up, man. I just don't see him losing that fight. He's one of the best in the world. Um, Jim Miller and Fabricio Camoes. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about Camoes. I know Jim Miller's tough, so I'll probably just lean with him. I don't really know much about that fight. Miller's a good, well-rounded guy. I know that. Josh Barnett's coming off of 2 wins in a row, one dominant win over Frank Mir, which unfortunately, doesn't have that much weight, compared to Travis's Brown stop of Gonzaga and his stop against Alistair Overeem. So I'm definitely going to go with Travis Brown. He's just too hot. He's the man to beat. He'll probably get the next title shot after Werdum. So I'm going to go with Travis Brown and Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate. As much as I'd like to see Tate knock out Rousey, I just don't see that happening. Rousey's a better fighter. She's dominant. All her wins are in the first round by armbar. I just don't see it. I don't see Tate pulling that one off. I'd like to see her win, but Rousey I'm going to pick. And then for the main event is Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva rematch for the middleweight title. Man, Silva just looked off at the weigh-ins. In my opinion, he looked nervous and didn't really look like he wanted to be there, to be honest. And Chris Weidman just looked impressive. He dominated the first round of the first fight. I thought if he can get Silva down, he'll have that fight, and he looks like he's motivated and he's not scared of Anderson Silva. And I think that was one of Silva's edges for a lot of years, was that people were just terrified of fighting him, and Weidman's not. So I'm gonna have to go with Chris Weidman to retain the title. So I'm excited. These should be a great night of fights. We'll see how I did on my picks. This is my first video, so we'll see how it goes.